Succession planning in India, most of the people believe it's nomination. Succession planning in India, most of the people believe it's nomination.
True Legacy is a succession planning platform that focuses on wills, trust, and estate structures for families in India.
Today, government introduced so many other platforms to track your unclaimed money. Sharia law, wife get 12.5 percentage, children get this percentage, parents get, and siblings get. That's already been defined. Supreme Court said every woman in India should write a will, irrespective of age. You ask 100 people, out of 100, 90 people believe I supposed to do will. I supposed to write a will, but they never do.
It is just only by not writing a will, or is there anything else that?
Suresh, if you see the whole, my interactions with especially the south side of maybe Tamil Nadu in Kerala, big communication gap.
True.
Big communication.
Welcome to Cedrus Knowledge Series on Legacy and Succession Planning. At Cedrus, we believe true wealth management is incomplete without clear, thoughtful succession plan for every family. Today, we are going to go well beyond the buzzword like will and nominee and talk about how Indian families can actually secure their legacy in a practical, structured way. To help us do that, we have CA Sreejith Kuniyil, who is the founder of Capitair and Pravasi Tax and True Legacy. True Legacy is a succession planning platform that focuses on wills, trust, and estate structures for families in India and NRIs. Hello, Sreejith. Thank you for visiting us.
Thank you so much, Suresh.
You already run Capitair with entrepreneurs and businessmen, and Pravasi Tax for NRIs who on tax and compliance matters. While succession planning needs dedicated platform like True Legacy, why is it?
See, I started my journey from Big Four, so I never done audit in my life. So I was throughout my career, I was in tax and regulatory, transaction advisory. These are the services I was predominantly being practiced. When I started Capitair, which is predominantly a capital advisory services, then later I found that there is a big gap for the NRIs community, where I started in 2020. I started Pravasi Tax exclusively for the NRI customer base to handle the tax matters in India. So in 2022, I got a call from Qatar. There is a story why I started succession planning at True Legacy. A call from Qatar, and she asked me, my father passed away during COVID time, and they found only 65 lakhs FD in Canara Bank. And she said, she's only daughter. She said, definitely my father might have more than 10 to 15 crore deposits. He's never invested in share market or a mutual fund, but we have no idea where these deposits been in those banks. She asked me one simple question: is it possible to track my father's deposits with his PAN or Aadhaar? That was the question. And I thought maybe it's very easy. I also committed and a little bit of research I did. Then I realized it's practically impossible at that time. Okay. Today, government introduced so many other platforms to track your unclaimed money. But at that time, it was very difficult. Then that time I found almost more than 2 lakh crore is unclaimed money in the country.
Oh yes, that's a staggering number.
2 lakh crore. Okay, that is including unclaimed deposits, mutual fund, insurance. So then there is a big gap between a person who create wealth, the person who supposed succeed at wealth. There's a big gap. Maybe that financial literacy is not there, exchange information is not there. People never share that information even with the family members. Then I started, that time, I started doing few podcasts or maybe sessions on the succession planning. Then I got a huge response from the NRI community. There I actually started doing some 2022 onwards, I was doing the private trust and wills, all those services. Then I realized this is not an NRI issue, this is a common Indian issue.
Right.
It is not only an NRI issue.
Very true.
Then I realized, okay, let's do something exclusively for the succession planning. That's where I found this True Legacy.
Awesome. So excellent. For the rest of the conversation, I think we'll focus on legacy and succession planning as a knowledge topic, so that families now who are listening to this podcast can walk away with some points where they can implement in their own, for themselves. Let's start with the basics and also some of the misconceptions which people have about succession and legacy planning. Most people think succession planning is just a will, right? What they are getting completely wrong? What is that other than will? What else is there apart from, what are the other critical elements?
With my experience, I'll tell you, forget about will. Okay, succession planning in India, most of the people believe it's nomination. That is their understanding of succession planning.
Not even will.
Not even will. You ask 100 people, out of 100, 90 people believe I supposed to do will. I supposed to write a will, but they never do. So, because practically it's a misconception in India. If I talk about a will is something, it's not good topic to discuss at home. Writing,
it's very sensitive.
You're writing a last will, no?
Correct.
Last
so
will is connected to your death.
Okay,
yes. When you say last will is connected to death, and in India, most of the people believe nomination is the succession. And I put my wife as a nominee. I put my eldest son as a nominee. I put my daughter as a nominee in the deposits where I already put maybe a deposit already put my wife. Then I go to mutual fund, we put my daughter. Okay, so this is the understanding of their succession. But unfortunately, public as it is, they have no idea because nominee is not a legal heir.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what about will is basically I decide who is my legal heir and how he will get. Okay, what portion he will get. That's what I decide in a will. But practically, since people never write will, and it go back to the inheritance law in the country.
Okay.
Nominee is not a legal heir.
Yeah. Okay. So in India, many families rely on informal understanding of what succession is all about. So everyone in the family, they think that they know it. Like you mentioned, that by putting a nominee, that's fine. What risk does this create legally, financially, and emotionally?
See, emotionally is the most impacted area. Financially is a secondary.
Okay.
Emotionally, when a father is supposed to say this plot or this flat or this deposits will come to you, and that is my expectation, my assumption, right?
That's right.
Sometimes it may not happen the way he expect, she expect. Maybe son expect in this way, maybe wife expect in this way. Father is supposed to write will, and he never gives such clarity when he died. Automatically, it go as per the inheritance law.
Correct.
As per the inheritance law, most of the time people may not be happy.
That's true. So, in that sense, there is a finality or there is a managing of expectations once this is done. That's what it really implies it.
It's an emotional subject. Always.
Right. Like you said, there are so many unclaimed bank deposits and insurance policy and investments because nominees, legal heirs and documentation are not true. In what typical ways do families unintentionally lock this? It is just only by not writing a will, or is there anything else that...
Suresh, if you see the whole, my interactions with especially the south side of maybe Tamil Nadu in Kerala, big communication gap.
True.
Big communication gap. Okay, the person who create wealth, he is supposed to explain what he created.
Yes.
And how it will come to you. Correct. That's a very simple communication.
It's a personal experience as well with some of my near relatives as well.
Because mostly with my experience, wife is the most affected party.
True.
In between. They become a sandwich.
Correct.
Between the children and the father. And so they become a sandwich.
In fact, there is one question on women's
that's a different topic.
That's a different topic.
But the reason I am expressing that side, woman as a person, capacity as a wife, she never realizes I may become this kind of an affected party.
True.
Because as being a wife has a capacity, I never realized. But that wife, once they become a widow, that capacity change.
True.
Being a wife, I have a different understanding.
True.
The moment I become a widow, and then I see the whole world in a different way. The whole world also, the family also see me in a different way. Then I'm clueless. Where to start, how to start, so how to fix it. And that's most of the clients base when I interact. There are so many cases I can say you how women is been severely impacted because of the lack of succession knowledge in the country.
True. So, True Legacies position succession planning as a part of the wealth protection, right? So, not just the legal paperwork. Now, how should families reframe the way that they think about succession from just a one-time document to an ongoing part of managing their wealth?
See, put it this way, maybe you being this wealth side, right, Suresh?
True.
So 20 years back, how many people really think of doing a health insurance?
Yes.
20 years
very,
back.
very less.
Correct.
Yeah.
10 years back, how many people seriously think about mutual fund? So it's a complete, when mutual fund introduced, they had a different perspective among the public, right?
Right.
And government strongly come to a point by saying mutual fund sahi hai.
Very
Correct.
true.
It
There's
is
a lot
strongly
of encouragement to that for
Correct.
savings in these kind of investments.
Yeah, but in 2026, if you see, insurance, health insurance and mutual fund is a very common bucket.
True.
Very basic level of wealth and the financial planning. And same way, succession also should be a very basic level.
True.
Today, if you talk about succession planning, people will never understand what is succession planning. But if you see 2035 or a 2040, very similar like a insurance or a mutual fund, every family will have a will or a trust or a proper succession mechanism.
I'm sure a lot of families must be watching this, and this is a great point that everyone should consider. When we talk about legacy, it is easy to reduce it to numbers and assets, right? How do you encourage families to think about values, relationships, and family harmony as part of their legacies, and not just the valuables in terms of whatever they have?
Because I deal with so many entrepreneurs in the Kerala market. And so Kerala being a family entrepreneur model, business owners. Here, father created the business legacy. Okay. When it comes to the next generation, children are into three different skill set. Sure. Father with one skill set, he created the whole model of business. When see that children, three son you have, or maybe a daughter, son, whoever it is, they have a three different skill set. Right. Risk appetite, attitude, mindset, leadership skill. So many areas people have a different skill set. You cannot maybe until and unless you have a good clarity among the children, automatically what happens, the brand will become three pieces.
True.
Okay, when the brand become three pieces, maybe one brand grow very well in the market and two other things may not go well. Okay, so the practically what happened, the children see in a different way towards the father. Father started seeing the children in a different way. Unfortunately, father started doing performance appraisal.
True.
even forget about the business side. Even in the normal family basis, father started seeing the children as a performance appraisal. Always they have a sentiment and a sympathy towards the child who is struggling, financially struggling.
True.
Okay, he is financially struggling because of a X reason.
Right.
Okay.
Very true.
And mother also will have a emotionally, because he is not doing well.
So
we give him more.
They get more support than the others. Who are
in
more
a company, I always say, funny side. I always say that in a company, normally people get bonus when you perform well.
True.
Correct. But in a family, people always disincentivize.
True that.
Okay. If you do well, you won't get much of in the family.
I think that's the difference between the Western world and the Indian way of looking. In the West, the ownership is different and the control and the operations is very different. They professionalize
that itself a different topic if you discuss control and management.
Very true.
Since I am a business consultant, I always say that in India, compared with other GCC country, we have a private limited company structure. It's a beautifully been bifurcated structures. Very beautifully, okay. You have a family, you have that board, you have the audit system, you have the internal audit consulting system, True. You have the operations model. Everything has been very clearly well-defined governance.
And structured as well.
But unfortunately, from our part of the side, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, the family itself, the board, okay, they only carry that business also. So they will never see the difference. So that is the reason they never understand what is a control and what is a management. Especially when we talk about succession planning, very clearly every family business should have a clear understanding what is control, what is management.
True. And when do you think is the right time to start succession planning, and who should definitely not postpone it?
Mandatory for a person who touch 50 age.
Age of 50.
Age 50. That is my, so far with my experience, the moment you touch 50, you should mandatorily write a will.
Great. Now let's get into more practical of the when and how of these things are done. Okay. Now when you talk about women, you just now mentioned about women not getting the true space in the family and the discussions on succession and all that, and they don't have clarity about their assets. In your experience, how underserved are women in succession discussions, and what changes should families make to include them properly as a fundamental foundation that things need to change?
Put it this way, actually, women you can actually put into three different. You put in different buckets. How been they affected? That itself, we can do a 15-20 minutes kind of a podcast on why woman is being affected. Simple. Assume few scenarios. You understand how seriously affected. We can take 2-3 scenarios. One scenario: assume a Hindu woman. Okay, a Hindu woman married, and after marriage, immediately after marriage, husband passed away. No divorce. Husband passed away. She became a widow. But she is not looking for a second marriage. She continued to pursue her career and her profession, all those things. And automatically in such scenario, what happened? She will have her own dependent parents.
Right.
Correct. She will be her home, not aligned with that in-laws, because husband is passed away immediately. No children. So imagine that woman, she earned entire her career, the wealth, correct, property, deposits, whatever it is. And she has a dependent parents also. Mm-hmm. Assume something happened to that woman. You know where the wealth will go? The entire wealth will go to the husband's legal heir.
Okay.
Husband's legal heir. Okay. This is a very peculiar case in India because of the Hindu Succession Act.
Okay.
So that exactly the reason Supreme Court said every woman in India, irrespective of your age, you should write a will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so it came in somewhere in October, November, December. I don't remember the case law. Supreme Court said every woman in India should write a will, irrespective of age. Because law is like this. Hindu Succession Act is a very old law. No? When all this law, the Hindu Succession Act, Indian Succession Act, even personal Sharia law, all those laws when they're drafted, one important aspect they completely missed. A woman can earn in future. Okay, she can also be financially be independent and earn, because normally a woman in those areas basically she inherit either from a husband's side, either from a father's side. She always inherit. Okay, so this is a one area I think strongly we should have a revisit the law by saying okay, women aspects itself completely missed in the succession part.
So is this some kind of a case study that has come up, or are they going to enact a law in the future? What is the status as of now?
There are basically the civil code may come, all those things are happening.
That's on the works.
Yeah, but we don't know. That is a different part. But as of now, current law in the country is supposed to follow the law, right?
Okay, so the will ensure that is their rights are protected.
Exactly the reason. All this inheritance law, Indian Succession Act, Hindu Succession Act, all this act will applicable only in a case where you die on interstate.
Okay.
There are two types of death. One is a testate death, and another one is an intestate death. Testate death means you return a will, then you die, everything go as per your will. That is testate death.
Right.
Intestate death means you die without writing a will.
Oh.
So all this inheritance law will apply only in the case of a person who die on interstate.
I think this is a very important case which people should take note of. Once a family has created its will or trust, how often should they revisit that particular plan? What are the typical life events when you say, please update your succession plan?
Will I strongly recommend you should revisit every 5 years.
Every 5 years?
Every 5 years, everything will change.
Okay. Any specific events or any such thing?
Forget about it. Everything will change.
Everything?
Everything change. Okay. Even
irrespective of
even
any
emotion
happens.
also change.
Okay, I understand.
Okay. The way you see things, the way you see people also change every 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Today a person might be so important. I mean, after 5 years done, it may not be so important.
True.
You may have another important person in your life after 5 years done.
True.
So every 5 years you need to revisit that family and your asset portfolio. That is a one fundamental. I will say that the moment you started writing a will, every 5 years you should revisit. Your witness may change.
True.
Your executor may change. Your portfolio may change. Your relationship may change. People always everything, because they know that it may change, it may change, it may change. I will wait until 80.
True.
That's the reason people always be like, I will write my last will.
So once in 5 years, please change your will. India has a huge number of first generation entrepreneurs and traditional family run businesses. What are some unique succession challenges that they are face compared to the salaried families?
With my experience, most important challenge is the identity issue. Identity issue. Okay. Say, father is there. He is the chairman. He is the managing director. Now he has got 2-3 children. Correct. Who will be the managing director?
Okay, just like the example which you just took a couple
Correct.
of earlier
Who will
questions.
be the managing director? Okay. Who will run the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Who will take decisions? Okay. Because it's my father's property, and I also have an equal ownership.
Right.
Okay. When you have an equal ownership, technically, I have a different expectation. See, if you have 3 children, one son will say that you don't know how to run the show. Okay. And normally, father will give sales, marketing to one person, finance to another person, maybe the operation HR to another person. Correct. Hardly, very rare you see father put them in the production side, the factory side, because son no, I don't
That's
want
right.
to put to sweat his. I will always put him in a very comfortable profile, so that
Yes.
he should not put a lot of hard work. Okay.
Okay.
I never seen. Okay, most of the time you see they will be putting a finance and accounts and maybe a sales and marketing. Sales is the most comfortable place
Okay.
because you see the money, right?
True.
Sales is the money, and they
That's
believe the
also a
moment
very critical
the moment
element.
they started customer interactions and the conversion side, they see that's a business. That business is not sales.
Yes.
Business is not sales. Sales is the end result of the whole business.
True.
Sales is not the starting point. Maybe when you being a chartered accountant, you say that revenue then cost, right? It is actually the other way around. It's a cost then revenue.
Right. In many businesses, the founder wants to pass on the ownership, which is exactly what we discussed, to the next generation, but is unsure about control and management. How do you help them think through who should own and who should manage? Just exactly the issue that you had suggested.
Exactly.
And how to avoid future power struggle. Does in your succession plan, do you advise on these matters?
Yes, absolutely. Because of the family constitution is very important.
Okay.
When you have a legacy business, there are 2 types of business. In today's generation, most of the people think, okay, how can I exit? Either through IPO, either through private equity, how can I exit? That is mostly people are thinking, I don't want to run it and move to the next generation because my next generation is not ready.
Not ready.
Not ready. So the fundamental concept is your next generation should have the mindset of an entrepreneurship mindset.
True.
Not necessarily you should carry the same business. This business may not be suited in the next generation.
True. There are many cases like that.
Most of
I
the
personally
business
know.
will change.
True.
Okay. So the thing it is, you have a mindset to change the adaptability so that if this business is not work out, at least I will find maybe another way to bring another business vertical.
True.
Okay, that is a business generation, right? Maybe a 4th generation business. The people are the 4th generation business. People are the business run over it. Tata, Birla, you take Reliance over it. They are not running the same business in 100 years old business, right?
True.
Those businesses gone.
Constantly. Yes, true.
That business is gone. Now I am running a different business. I maybe bring another vertical under that brand or whatever it is. So clarity should be have. And one important thing, what is my personal experience, every child in the family, they should work in another corporate environment. They should not start first employment
In their
your
own
company.
entity.
Your
There are
company.
many businesses that I have known that who are doing that. They go like an apprenticeship into another company so that they
It
learn
is
tricks
not
of the trade.
apprenticeship. I strongly recommend you should work 5 years in the other company.
Okay, not
Minimum.
just apprenticeship.
It's
Not just like an
internship.
intern. Okay.
When you work in 5 years in another
Go through the
company,
grind.
Not only client, people management is the most
No,
important.
grind.
Okay, yeah, grind, okay. So I would say that actually they should work in another company, and there only they understand the leadership skill.
Okay.
They will also they should have a reporting manager,
Right.
and they also have the team to support. And technically, in the large organization, family business, the young entrepreneur, young next generation people come, the 25, 26, they never understand how to deal with the elder people.
Okay.
They never take the order, okay, because they would like to give
that's a mindset.
Because I'm the owner, right?
That's true.
I'm the
Owner
son of
mindset
the
has to
MD,
go.
right? I'm the MD of the son of the daughter of the chairman. Okay, I always give directions. I never take orders. You should actually take orders. In any business, you understand how you should have a listening skill and how you take orders. Then you give orders.
Very true. Now, through your Pravasi tax, you work with NRIs who have assets across multiple countries. With additional complexity, does cross-border life bring into succession planning, especially around tax residency and differing legal systems?
It changed significantly.
So that's very complex.
FEMA comes into the picture.
Okay.
Because what we are talking about, wills, inheritance, and private trust. Unfortunately, in our country, private trust is not so well defined.
Okay.
The Income Tax Act, the FEMA, the Stamp Act, the company law, though it's a legal arrangement. We are not discuss about the private trust. Especially, I would say that the moment you have a portfolio, maybe a different size, 10 crore of a business assets, when you have the special need child, when you have this girl child, all those things, private trust is very important. Especially the NRS community has actually been very fond and actually been looking forward to form a private trust.
Yes.
Okay, because of you may have inheritance tax exposure in their home country.
In those different geographies.
Geography. So will won't protect your inheritance tax. Sure. Even we don't know whether in India government introduce inheritance tax in India.
Yeah, possible.
That discussion is also happening. So the private trust is a solution to address all these areas. When the private trust comes into the picture, automatically the NRI, today's NRI, since you see the Gulf NRIs, predominantly the Gulf NRIs, most of the Gulf NRIs children are actually abroad.
Yes.
Okay, the very peculiar situations for NRIs. I'm not talking about your NRIs itself. You can do two different bucket. One NRI is actually in the Gulf country and non-Gulf country. And the Gulf countries NRIs, the entire wealth is in India.
True, most of it.
Most of the wealth is in India in the form of deposits, mutual fund, real estate. Because especially the Kerala, the south side, NRIs, the predominant wealth is actually being built in India.
True.
But the children are abroad. Okay, and the children never come to India. They never have any plan because they born and raised in Gulf, then shifted to Canada, UK, and US. They never have any plan to come to India. But the parents, they are in the Gulf. They have emotional feelings, their sentiments towards India. They want to come back to India. Now the question is, who will transfer this wealth to those children there and abroad?
Okay.
Now these parents are the gatekeeper, and custodian type of the wealth what I created. So my old age, what I'm doing is basically I'm doing a caretaker job.
True.
To protect this wealth for them, and I have no idea how to transfer, how these children will come and inherit from India this wealth. Especially financial assets is okay, but real estate asset is practically a lot of difficulty, especially the mutations. Practically a lot of difficulties there.
If you look specifically at NRIs with assets in India and abroad, what are the top 3 mistakes you repeatedly see and how they think about their legacy?
See, NRIs as a community, if you see, there is one unique situation in NRIs. One NRI who is in the Gulf, then another NRI is basically not in the Gulf. So they are in the Gulf model. You see, the entire wealth is in India.
Right.
Their entire wealth is in India in the form of a mutual fund, deposits, and real estate. So non-Gulf NRIs, OCI, all those people never invest in India. Forget, because whatever you have in India, they will exit from assets. They will reinvest in their hometown because for them that is a future.
Yes.
And for Gulf NRIs, India is a future.
Right.
Okay. Their wealth always been India. But unfortunately, all these Gulf NRIs because of that the model of income what they earn, their entire children are in the different parts of the world. UK, Canada, US for the higher education, and they settle there itself.
Right.
So wealth is in India, and the parents have an emotional connection with India. They want to come back to India, and these people are actually been doing a role of like a gatekeeper, the trustee to take care of the wealth and property, pay the property tax, municipal tax, clean the house, all those things. They are keeping it for them.
Right.
And 80% people believe they will inherit. They will come and inherit. And other side, they never even interested in your wealth. They said, you live your life. We don't want your wealth. Because it's a pain for them, especially they inherit the real estate property.
Right. Financial assets, as you said, was
financial assets
you can transfer.
Easy, but a real estate asset is very difficult, and because they don't have the comfort in interacting with this authority. A lot of procedural aspects involved during the mutation part.
Their time involvement, they personally need to be here.
Because most of the people are employed.
Employed, yeah.
Okay, all Canada, US, all of them, 90% people are employed. I mean, the Gulf NRIs is predominant people are not employed. They have a business.
Right.
They have that free time. They have that kind of flexibility to come back. When you are an employment, you only get 1 month leave. And you can't say that I have a registration in my father's property in Kerala or Tamil Nadu. Can I get a 2 weeks leave from a Canada? It's practically impossible.
Not possible. Now, beyond documents, what governance mechanism do you recommend to business families? For example, family councils, family constitutions, or clear role definitions, so that the succession plan actually works in real life?
See, when two partners start a business, there is always a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
When two partners start a business. Why memorandum of understanding? There is a possibility for a conflict.
True.
That is the reason we document the memorandum.
Correct.
But unfortunately, when a family comes into the business, between them there is no memorandum. There is no memorandum of understanding. There is always a conflict.
True.
There is always a conflict because maybe my elder brother is handling the sales side, maybe wife is involved in the HR side, and maybe one son's wife is not involved in the business. So it's always create a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
Because they never see it is not a sales head, it is not a finance head, it is not an HR head. My brother is talking like this, my father is talking like this, my in-laws, so that is, they see the relationship. Okay, they never see the role.
So emotions override.
Always, because the same people are coming now. Home,
True.
It's an extension of an office.
Right.
From home they directly come to the office, and the office directly go to home. So conflict always carry. So very clearly you make a situation, when you have a family, make a very clear definition by saying, okay, who represent the family to the business.
Okay.
It is not all.
Not everyone.
I am part of the family, I need a role, that should not be the case. So there is a role, whether that role somebody can also perform. Correct. For example, I would say that, okay, a non-performing brother is heading the HR.
Yes.
Will you get any good HR resource under him?
True.
Nobody will work, right? Because but today, most difficult part in the business is
HR.
getting a resource.
So getting a resource. So the HR is a very, very challenging.
Yeah, getting a resource, talent resource. For a fill the headcount, you get enough. People are there in the market, you fill them. But the real people with the skill set, getting the business is very difficult. And we say that all those underperforming family members are heading the operations level. Do you think any good quality resource work under him?
Will not, yeah. So that's
Maybe
why
a brand is there, I will work not for a long term. I will just work under maybe a X brand for 3 years, 4 years, I will move on.
True.
Because I don't want to report to a underperforming head.
True. So
my career is stuck.
The ownership and management will have to be very clearly demarcated.
Very, very clearly. That is the reason sometimes family private trust will help to make that differentiation. Because family constitution is not a legal agreement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is not a legal, no? It is not legal. Family constitution is understanding.
Correct. It is an understanding.
Understanding.
So a private will is legally enforceable.
Private trust is a legally enforced because the whole memorandum you can clearly put it in the private trust. It's a part of the legal document.
Okay.
Who will be, because the question is whether my spouse, whether will they come into the business or not, is the first question mark. Okay, mostly not addressed. Okay, maybe 3 children, one first son's spouse already in the business, second spouse may not be in the business, but she might have another profession. When after 5-6 years, she feel okay, lack of financial insecurity, she will ask the other brother, why my elder one brother's actually wife is already in the business, why can't I also get a job? Why can't I get a salary? So you have to put in a very clear demarcation in the system that what is family, what is business. Business is most important. I will say that why we run a business? To have a good lifestyle for the family.
True.
Correct. Fundamental question is, will this business exist, okay, without you? Will the lifestyle of this family exist without the business? Correct. So the business is most important thing, to have a good lifestyle. So that communication you need to make it. Family is different, business is different, because business consists with employees, customers, brand, so many things are there, no?
True.
So 90% family business fail because of the family, not because of the competitor, not because of the market. True. It's people. It's a lot of family conflict.
Right. Now, connecting the dots between intent and execution, how families can go from we must do something to a real documented and implemented plan, the path.
Path is basically you should have a very conflicting memorandum. I would say that always put a kind of a document in place. All potential conflict you should address in advance, especially when the family is actually coming the next generation. Founder, he himself, he knows everything. Okay, and so when a family comes to the picture, you need to very clearly make a point by saying all potential conflicting situations you should in advance you put it. And all these conflicting situations, you say that how we behave. Okay, that's behavioral pattern.
Right.
Okay, so once your behavioral pattern already been documented, so that conflicting situations, the son or a daughter, whoever it is, they may not come into a situation to ask you what I supposed to do in this situation. This should be already documented. For that, you need to give them a clear training. Next generation business, any 24 or 23, whoever is coming to the business, you have to put them in a proper training mechanism. Let them understand the pain of the founder. A founder, I always have 20 scenarios. Okay, and a founder, normally only a founder behave. If you see a very core founder, it comes with a lot of passion.
Right.
And he always think 2.5 hours, 24/7, he think only about the business.
True.
Saturday, Sunday, early morning, 7 o'clock, late night, 11:30 p.m. All the time he will be thinking about the business. The question is whether your children also been thinking in the similar line. So they will only switch on only the 9:30 a.m. From Monday.
Like a regular office
then
goer.
6:30 they switch off. Okay, if they are in that pattern, you are not creating any successor or not, like you are creating another employee. If you pay a good salary, you get a better employee.
True.
Don't put your son in the role.
If a family came to you today and said, we want to put our succession order in 90 days, okay, what would an ideal step-by-step blueprint look like from the first conversation to signing the document and communicating it to the family?
So, I always say that succession planning is not about a business transfer or wealth transfer. First, you need to understand the people. You have to go through, sit with them, maybe you
mean between the families?
Between the family, separately, individually you have to sit with them. Why individually sit with them? The reason, then you understand what is their mindset towards the business, how passionate they have. So what is their attitude towards the business, what they see people in a different way. So understand from them, okay. Then you need to give them a very clear roadmap is by saying, okay, the person may, if it is suitable, you can say that's suitable. If it's not suitable, you have to suggest that you should go for some kind of a training or some kind of an improvement. Like now, how you do a performance appraisal. When you do a performance appraisal, you always give the suggestions how you better off, right? So all those things. It is not something you just assign the role and put each person in that way. So understanding the family is very important. Then a business plan you should have, especially the business side. So what is a plan for the future? So in that plan, whether these family members suit in the role. So put them in an accountability role, a responsibility role, so that they will feel, okay, I have some tasks to complete, right? Then automatically passion will come. So these are these framework. So there is no fixed framework, okay? It's always been a case to case. You cannot be a standard format, never run into any
No
company.
one fixed solution that fits everyone.
Forget about it. You don't need one single piece of paper.
Okay.
It's not actually documenting something, okay? A very clearly understandable business model, very passionate family, they have a very clear understanding. Only legally you have to keep that boundary. Especially the private limited company, it should be a private limited company. Somebody running a business in an LLP, a partnership firm, put them in a private limited company. Shares you can lock in a private trust arrangement and make them a very base level framework agreement. It's not about 30-40 page document. It's maybe 2-3 pages enough.
Only the salient points to be.
If it's work out, no, they will run the show. You don't need to be spoon feed every time, no. So that won't work. Even from a consultant level also, it won't work. And it's not hand-holding. They need that kind of a mentoring. So mentoring always need at the beginning stage, giving the guidance. You don't need to run the show for another 30-40 years. Then it never work also.
True. Without taking any names, could you share 2 quick stories? One, where lack of succession planning created major issues for a family, and another where a well-designed plan made a difficult transition Smooth and dignified.
First, I can give you plenty of example. Okay. Recently, a Hindu, again a Hindu family, and husband passed away during COVID time, and she's around, I think 36-year-old, and two children with a girl child and a boy child, which is very minor. The thing it is, as per the Hindu succession law, if a husband die without writing a will, technically mother, wife, children get equal share.
Okay.
Equal, 25, 25, 25. So what happened, once the son was admitted in the hospital, he immediately collapsed and passed away. The mother actually been done a settlement deed in favor of the elder brother.
Oh.
Elder brother means the person who's passed away, his brother,
Okay.
her son. But wife is not even aware this is something been done. And after 2 years down the line, if actually been she went and doing kind of a normally people like that, right? They never go immediately do the registration on those things.
True, true.
So the whole property, everything, what her mother has a right. First of all, she came to know only that time mother has a equal right. Fundamentally, that equal right, she already been done a settlement deed in favor of the other son.
Oh my God.
And see, the moment a person passed away, the relationship break.
Yes, true.
So the relationship, you know, the same relationship with the mother-in-law once his son is passed away.
True.
And now, after 6 years down the line, she is asking me, is there any possibility we can actually be challenged in the court?
Okay.
That time, she was hesitant to challenge in the court because she has got a very two minor children. Now, it's very practically difficult. So this is one reason I will say that lack of succession planning has been family get into this problem.
Right.
The another one, if you see from a Christian family, if you don't have a children,
Oh.
if you don't have a children, and wife get only 50%,
And the rest?
rest will go to the husband siblings.
Oh, okay.
So normally when you don't have a children, they all be in isolated family. They never been stay along with other family members. They will be isolated because they feel more insecurity when they don't have a children. Because nobody there to take care, right? So always they carry wealth in such a way they never spend. That is the beauty of those family couple without a children, because they feel future insecurity and they always save. They never live their life. Okay.
Very true. Very
So what happened? When the wife is going for a mutation, that transfer the property in her name, then she came to know that husband's siblings' consent is required.
true. Oh.
So practically you won't get, because they are almost out of touch with them for 20-15 years now.
True, true.
So this is one scenario.
So once you put the succession planning, all these kind of anomalies can be removed.
Say absolutely.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay. And then another one is if you use a Muslim family. Muslim family, a Sharia law, a Muslim wife get only 12.5%.
Oh my God. Okay.
A Muslim wife get only 12.5%. If you have a daughter, she get only 50%.
Okay.
So put together only 62.5% only you get.
And the rest go to the
Rest to go
siblings?
to the husband's parents and also siblings,
Okay.
as per the Sharia law.
But can a will like this
No,
override?
Muslim can't write a will.
Oh. Then how does this anomaly
So
or
that is an anomaly, right? Muslims can't write a will because
it's a
they
permanent anomaly?
Yeah. As per Sharia law, you can't write a will in favor of your legal heir, because as per Sharia, see, put it this way: a Muslim, if he die, there are some priority. First is all the funeral expenditure you need to pay off. Second, you need to see is there any debt is there that you need to pay off. And third is whether you have written any will, that is you should take care of his will. The maximum you can write only 1/3 of your will.
Oh.
That 1/3 of a will is basically you can write in favor of those people they are out of the inheritance law. Because the fourth category is as per the Sharia law. See, Sharia law, wife get 12.5%, children get this percentage, parents get, and siblings get. That's already been defined. Now we'll come to situation where the 1/3 will come. As per Sharia law, you have two children. One is passed away. That means fathers, two children, one is passed away, and they may have the grandchildren, right?
Right.
So grandchildren never inherit under Sharia law. So this son never get anything. The one who passed away, he never get anything, and his grandchildren also never inherit from the father. Only one son left, he get the entire wealth.
Okay.
So the Sharia is providing you those affected parties. Now you have a 1/3 will, no? You can use and you can try to in the favor of the grandchildren.
Only the 1/3.
That 1/3. That you an option.
Okay.
So it's been defined. There, if you see the Kerala, so those couples with the daughter and the daughters, because one daughter get 50% and two daughters you get 67%. So those people are actually registering their marriage under the Special Marriage Act.
Okay.
If you register under the Special Marriage Act, your succession falls under the Indian Succession Act.
Okay.
So Indian Succession Act you can write everything.
Okay.
So you get out from the
That's how you have.
That's your
so people who are not aware of these things will automatically forfeit their rights.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I think
There are plenty of such I can give you.
I know we can go on till the cows come back. But I think before we close, let's do a quick rapid fire shot. Just questions and just one word answers. The question number 1 is wealth creation or wealth preservation?
Health protection.
Okay. Real estate or financial assets?
Financial assets.
One myth about succession planning that you wish would disappear.
So succession is a one-time, maybe the last process. Succession is a long-term process, as a continuous process.
Okay. But what is the wish that you would like, something which is you would like it to disappear? That's what I wanted.
Clarity
Clarity.
to future.
Okay. You need to get clarity.
Yeah.
Okay. One habit every wealthy family should cultivate around their legacy.
So communication.
Okay. One advice you would give every Indian family about succession.
Succession is a must. If you don't do a succession, it's a financial crime to your family.
Thank you very much. Sreejith, it has been a wonderful session. Thank you so much for a lot of insights. I'm sure the audience is going to kind of take away a lot of points. It has been very enlightening for us at Cedrus as well. And thank you very much once
We
again.
can do a more and more similar topic. It's
I think perhaps
a lot of experience.
Yes, perhaps we should take some specific cases like whether it is a woman or whether it is related to a business. I think these can lead to further sessions.
So my last advice: every woman in the family should know about succession.
I think
people think it's writing a will is a man's job. It is not a man's job. Actually, it's a equally woman's right also.
Yes.
Write a will.
So I wish the audience would take away a lot of points, and then please think about this. It's extremely important for a will to be created and the points clearly stated so that everybody's rights are protected.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.